Most people think Elon Musk runs 6 separate companies. They're wrong. He's building one thing, and when you see what it actually is, you can't unsee it. The media covers Elon Musk in fragments. Tesla is an electric car company. SpaceX is a rocket company. X is a social media platform. XAI makes a chatbot. Starlink sells internet to rural homes. Neuralink is a medical device for paralyzed patients. Each one analyzed separately. Each one debated on its own merits. Every single one of those descriptions is technically accurate, and every single one completely misses what is actually being built. These are not 6 separate bets by an overextended billionaire. They are 6 specialized organs of a single closed-loop system, designed to vertically integrate the data, intelligence, hardware, connectivity, and human interface required to run automated civilization, on Earth first, then somewhere else. Here is what that actually means. Every large language model in the world is hitting the same wall. The public internet, every digitized book, every Wikipedia article, every news archive ever written, has been consumed. The models trained on it are approaching the ceiling of what that data can teach them. OpenAI, Google, Meta, all of them are facing the same structural problem. They have run out of premium human-generated text to learn from. Musk saw this coming before he bought Twitter. When he acquired X in 2022 for $44 billion, a price that seemed irrational to almost every financial analyst on Earth, he was not buying a social media platform. He was buying a real-time database of human thought, updated every second by 600 million active users. Slang, sarcasm, cultural shifts, breaking news before it reaches any publication, rage, grief, humor, the precise texture of how human beings actually communicate, not how they write formally, but how they think out loud. Musk immediately locked down the X API, cutting off the data access that competitors had relied on for years. OpenAI had been quietly training on Twitter data. That access ended overnight. XAI's Grok is not a chatbot built to compete with ChatGPT. It is the cognitive engine of the entire system, trained on a data source that no competitor can replicate, because no competitor owns a real-time stream of human consciousness at that scale. X is the brain's food supply. XAI is the brain. Now, here is the detail that changes how you see every Tesla on the road. Every Tesla vehicle is equipped with 8 external cameras running continuously. Millions of Teslas driving billions of miles annually, navigating intersections, reading road signs, predicting pedestrian behavior, processing weather conditions, construction zones, and edge cases that no simulation could ever generate. That fleet is the largest real-world computer vision training dataset ever assembled. It is updated in real time, every day, by drivers who pay Tesla for the privilege of contributing to it. The neural networks trained on that data, the ones that allow a Tesla to navigate a complex intersection without human input, are the exact same neural networks now running inside the Optimus humanoid robot. Tesla confirmed it. Optimus runs on the same AI architecture powering Tesla's full self-driving software, a vision-only approach using cameras and neural networks rather than LiDAR. The car was not the destination. The car was the training ground. As of January 2026, over 1,000 Optimus robots are deployed at Tesla's Fremont factory on live production tasks. Battery module assembly, parts kitting, final assembly assist, the largest deployment of humanoid robots in a single manufacturing facility in history. Tesla's target, 10 million robots per year by 2027. 10 million humanoid robots annually, each one running the neural networks trained by millions of human drivers who thought they were just getting to work. And then, in June 2026, Tesla and XAI announced something that almost nobody has explained clearly. Digital Optimus, a system leveraging the same end-to-end neural networks powering FSD and physical Optimus, deployable in parked Tesla cars, enabling them to handle office work during downtime. Millions of dedicated units planned for deployment at supercharger stations, tapping into roughly 7 gigawatts of available power. Your parked car, doing work. While you sleep, the automotive Trojan horse is complete. 10 million humanoid robots, millions of autonomous vehicles, a global fleet of physical hardware running a centralized AI brain. Now, ask the obvious question. How does the brain talk to the body? Not through 5G towers, not through terrestrial fiber cables. Both are vulnerable. Both can be disrupted by weather, by infrastructure failure, by governments that decide to flip a switch. Starlink is not rural internet. Starlink is the nervous system of the entire physical hardware empire. A low-latency space-based orbital mesh network, currently over 7,000 satellites, that provides dedicated connectivity directly to edge hardware with zero dependence on any terrestrial infrastructure, any government controls. The robots don't need a cell tower. The autonomous vehicles don't need a fiber connection. They connect directly to the sky. And the sky belongs to SpaceX. If the machine controls the data, the intelligence, the factories, and the communication, where do biological humans fit? Musk's answer is not to compete with the machine. It is to merge with it. Neuralink is not primarily a medical device. Though the medical applications are real, it has already been implanted in patients enabling real-time communication. The surgical results have been documented and peer-reviewed. But the architecture of what Neuralink is building goes far beyond helping paralyzed patients communicate. When machine intelligence processes data at gigabits per second, when the question is no longer whether AI can outthink a human, but by how many orders of magnitude, communicating with that intelligence through a keyboard becomes the equivalent of communicating through a telegraph. The bandwidth simply isn't there. Neuralink is the high-speed interface designed to connect human consciousness directly to the system, not to replace humans, to prevent biological bandwidth from becoming the bottleneck that makes humans obsolete. The medical device framing is accurate. It is also incomplete. Pull back from the factory floors and the server rooms and the satellite constellations. Pull back far enough and the full architecture becomes visible. If you were designing a civilization from absolute scratch, on a planet with no existing infrastructure, no supply chains, no labor force, no communication networks, no biological history, what would you need? Heavy lift orbital transport to move materials between worlds, SpaceX, automated physical labor to build foundations before humans arrive, Optimus, a planetary communication layer independent of any single point of failure, Starlink, a centralized intelligence to coordinate all of it, XAI, a real-time data stream to keep that intelligence learning, X, and a way to interface organic human consciousness with the system at machine speed, Neuralink. Every company, every investment, every acquisition, every lawsuit, every controversy, all of it assembles into the same answer to the same question. Not how do you build a company, how do you build a civilization? Earth is not the destination, it is the prototype. 6 companies, 1 system. You have been watching the parts without seeing the machine. Now you've seen it. This is gated. Subscribe. The next door opens soon.